wrong or right is not important. What is more important is all of you have applied your mind and come to a conclusion as to out of these three vendors that we have, supplier A, supplier B, and supplier C, you have been able to think, looking at the numbers, as to which company is performing well operationally, which company is performing well financially, and which company is performing well on overall basis. And look at, this is how the numbers are looked at. Of course, with the passage of time, with the continuous application and doing more such exercises and looking, analyzing more financials, you would definitely have much sharper control and handle based on what you have explained just now. Let's look at these numbers once again, and how पूरी दुनिया में, how the financial analyst, investment banker, share market experts, investor, merchant banker, financial controller, business controller, how do they analyze these numbers for the purpose of decision making and for the purpose of performance evaluation. So first of all, let me just give you some additional input. And the additional input, as you can see on your screen. तो अगर मुझे एक कंपनी का evaluation करना है, if I have to do the evaluation of any company and find out as to how this company is doing operationally. So I will look at only two things. Number one, is the sales of company increasing? And number two, are the expenses of company decreasing? Which expenses? COGS and SG&A, because I am talking about the operating performance. So if I realize that the sales is increasing and the expenses are decreasing or under control, I will say this company is doing well operationally. If I have to evaluate the financial performance of a business, what will I look at? So remember, first thing that I will check is how is the operating performance of the business. Please remember, पूरी दुनिया में कोई भी company, unless and until it is doing well operationally, it cannot do well financially. So financial operating performance is the foundation on which the edifice of the financial performance can be placed. So first thing that I would look at for evaluating the financial performance is how is the operating performance of the company. So if the operating performance of the company is good, that means I will go further and check what is happening to the interest cost. Is the interest cost under control or it is decreasing? And number three, I would look at the taxes. Are the taxes under control or decreasing? So if I see that operating performance is good, interest cost is under control or decreasing, and number three, the taxes are under control or decreasing, then I can safely say that this company is doing well financially as well. For overall performance, what parameters will I take into account? And all of us know it very well. कोई भी business दुनिया में is never established for stagnation. पूरी दुनिया में जब भी कोई आदमी, छोटा बड़ा, जब भी कोई आदमी बिजनेस शुरू करता है तो उसके दिमाग में एक ही रहता है, और क्या रहता है कि मैं किस तरह से बिजनेस को ग्रो करूं. एवरीबडी अक्रॉस द ग्लोब, in every geography, in every industry, in every company, every business, everybody is driven by an urge to grow the business. And remember, business can grow when? Business can grow only when the business is adding more assets. Only when you add more assets you can grow, not otherwise. And therefore, for the overall performance, what I will check how is the financial performance of the company, and number two, I will find out, is the company adding more assets? And if the company is adding more assets, and then I can say this company is doing well on overall basis. Why? Because if company is adding more assets and I'm assuming that the market conditions are good, I'm assuming the demand is good, I'm assuming that the economy is booming, and considering all those factors, if a company is adding more assets, that means company is adding more revenue generating capacity. And if the company is adding more revenue generating capacity, that means company is going to earn more profit in the times to come. And that means this company is doing well on overall basis. Now, friends, with these three parameters for three different performance, let us look at these numbers कि पूरी दुनिया में जो भी लोग फाइनेंस में एनालाइज करते हैं, और हमें भी जब हमारे वेंडर्स के नंबर्स एनालाइज करने हैं, हाउ डू वी लुक एट दीज नंबर्स. सो लेट्स स्टार्ट विद कंपनी ए. Now, company A is growing at the rate of 30%. Good sign or bad sign? I am sure all of you would say it's a good sign, because 30% growth in a company, of course, is a good sign. The gross profit of company A is increasing at the rate of 28%. Anyone? Good sign or bad sign? Bad sign. Bad sign. And my compliments to you, it is a bad sign. Please remember, generally speaking, a growth of 28% in my gross profit is a good sign. But now what I am doing, I am looking critically my numbers. I am looking at performance evaluation very critically. That means what? That means if my sales is increasing at the rate of 30%, assuming everything else to be the same, the least that should have happened, my gross profit should also have increased by minimum 30%. So if my gross profit is increasing at the rate of 28% against the growth in the sales of 30%, it means what? It means something has gone wrong with my COGS. Something has gone wrong. Yep.
सर आई कैन आई कमेंट दैट कि ए का जो फैसिलिटी है मैन्युफैक्चरिंग फैसिलिटी दैट इज डेप्रिशिएटेड एंड worn out, that's why he needs more manufacturing expenses and his depreciation percentage is less, right? Looking at this number.
Okay.
डेप्रिसिएशन तो बाद में आएगा ना ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट के.
Yeah, correct.
नहीं मैं ओवरऑल सेट ऑफ नंबर जो दिया है फ्रॉम सेल्स टू नेट इनकम, उसमें देखेंगे तो डेप्रिसिएशन उसका बहुत कम है. 25 से 22 हो गया, 3 हो गया ना.
Right. So what we do?
पहले एक एक करके चलते हैं ना, ऊपर से नीचे, one by one.
पहले एक बार पूरा एनालाइज कर लेते हैं तीनों कंपनियों का, एंड देन वी विल टेक all the questions. So if the gross profit is increasing at the rate of 28% against the growth of 30% in the sales, what does it mean? It means something has gone wrong with my COGS. या तो मेरी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कॉस्ट बढ़ गई है, और या फिर मेरी मटेरियल कॉस्ट बढ़ गई है. दैट मीन्स व्हाट? प्लीज पे अटेंशन. दैट मीन्स it is a trigger for decision making. That means what? Somebody has to be given the responsibility to find out that what has gone wrong with the COGS. Is that decrease a genuine one? Is that increase in the COGS genuine one? Or it is because of some wrong thing that has happened? So if it is genuine one, then in your next budget you take that into account. If something has gone wrong, then you take this necessary step for the correction. Now look at the EBITDA. EBITDA is increasing at the rate of 25% of company A against the growth of 28%. Good sign or bad sign? Anyone? Good sign or bad sign? And obviously the answer is bad sign. Why bad sign? By the same logic, if my gross profit is increasing at the rate of 28%, assuming everything else to be the same, if my EBITDA is increasing at the rate of 25%, that means something has gone wrong with my SG&A. That means what? Trigger for a decision. Somebody has to be given the responsibility to find out as to what has gone wrong with the SG&A, why has it increased, and this is how you take decision, and this is how you take the performance evaluation. So many times I am sure sometimes you may be getting internally queries about certain costs. So how is somebody getting the ideas about the costs which are being incurred by us, and somebody is only looking at the number? How somebody by looking at the number is able to send a question and query to us and ask certain expenses? Now this is how it happens. Let's look at company B. Company B is increasing, the sales is increasing at the rate of 30%. Good sign or bad sign? Obviously it's a good sign. It's a good sign. The gross profit is increasing at the rate of 40%. Good sign or bad sign?
Good sign.
It's a very good sign. It's a very good sign. It's a very good sign. Why is very good sign? Because the growth of 40% in my gross profit, 30% is coming on account of increase in my sales, and 10% growth in my gross profit is coming on account of decrease in my COGS, decrease in my material cost and the manufacturing expenses. Remember, still trigger for a decision. What decision? Somebody has to be given the responsibility to check and find out what is so miraculous the company has done in this year so as to reduce the COGS, the material cost and the manufacturing expenses, to the extent that there is an increase of 10% in the gross profit. So somebody has to go and find out. The reason may be that something really wonderful has happened, which could not happen in the past years. That can be the reason. The reason can also be that something was wrong with the last year's accounting, and that is why the last year's gross profit was understated, and that effect has percolated in the current year, and that is why the gross profit is appearing so high. So whatever it may be,
It is whether one time or perpetual. So that is what you mean to say.
absolutely, perfect. So somebody has to find out, is this increase in the gross profit, is it perpetual or it is one time? So please remember, the share market will always look at these numbers very carefully. The people who are analyzing the share market, they would look at these numbers very carefully, and they would check this only: is this increase in the gross profit, is it permanent in nature? And please remember, if they see that the increase in the gross profit is permanent in nature, you can see the next day that the stock price of that company will move up. Why? Because something wonderful has happened in case of the gross profit. So please remember, so even if the gross profit is increasing, even then it is a trigger for a decision, because somebody still has to go and scrutinize it. The EBITDA of company B is increasing at the rate of 25%. Good sign or bad sign? Anyone? Good sign or bad sign? It's a bad.
Not 40% profit and bad side.
Yeah. So assume if my gross profit is increasing at the rate of 40%, assuming everything else to be the same, my EBITDA should also have increased by 40%, if nothing else. So the decrease in my EBITDA to 25% tells me what? It tells me, in case of company B, SG&A, selling general and administrative expenses, have overshoot, and all the good work this company achieved in improving the gross profit have been washed away because of over increase in the SG&A, selling general and administrative expenses. That means it is a trigger for decision making. Somebody has to be given the responsibility to find out as to what has gone wrong with the SG&A, same way as we discussed earlier. Let's look at company C. Company C is growing at the rate of 20%. Good sign or bad sign? Good sign. How many companies? It's a good sign. How many companies would grow at the rate of 20%? So a growth of 20% may not be as good as company A and B, but a growth of 20% is a good sign. Gross profit is increasing at the rate of 25%. Good sign or bad sign?
Good sign.
Good sign. Absolutely good sign. Good sign. Absolutely good sign. EBITDA is increasing at the rate of 30%. Good sign or bad sign?
Very good sign. Very good sign.
Very good sign. Very good sign. Yes, of course, very good sign. EBIT.
They have used their expenses.
EBIT is increasing at the rate of 25% against the increase of 30% in the EBITDA. Good sign or bad sign?
Bad sign.
Good sign or bad sign?
Good sign, because they are investing.
Absolutely. Please give him a big round of applause. So remember,
Yes.
if EBITDA is increasing at the rate of 30% and EBIT is increasing at the rate of 25%, इसका क्या मतलब है? इसका ये मतलब है कि मेरा depreciation बढ़ गया. My depreciation has increased, and that is why my current year's EBIT has depressed, and that is why my current year's EBIT is increasing by 25%. If my depreciation has increased, it means what? It means company has added more assets. If the company is adding more assets, that means company is increasing its revenue earning capacity. If the company is increasing its revenue earning capacity, that means in the times to come, this company is going to generate more top line, more bottom line in times to come. And that is why always remember.
Sir, one more, we can be concluded that company when investing more in the assets, so that management is more confident on the business and its future.
Absolutely right. Absolutely. I think you have hit on the head of the nail, and you are right. Absolutely. So it means the management has got a better confidence, obviously, and that's the reason why company is adding more assets. EBT is increasing at the rate of 40%. Good sign or bad sign? Anyone? It's a good sign. It's a good sign.
Good sign.
And what does it tell you? It tells you the interest cost of this company has gone down. And please remember, why the interest cost would have gone down. This company must have done two things. Either this company must have paid back all the high cost loans, or this company must have told the banks, look, the rate of interest that you are charging us is very high. Either you bring it down to the market level, or we go to some other bank. And please remember, any banker, if you are a good account, if you are a good customer, no bank will let you go just like that. So if you have your case has a merit, your bank will say, all right, please don't go to anyone. We will look at your case and we will definitely bring the interest cost down. And that means that is the reason why the EBT has increased by 40%. Now EAT is increasing at the rate of 45%. Good sign or bad
But
sign?
sir, here is one doubt.
Mhm.
Is it technically possible when that EBIT has gone up by 20% and EBT has gone up by 40%? Is
Yeah,
it
yeah.
technically
Yeah,
is it possible?
yes, it is possible. It is possible because in comparison to your last year, अगर आपका ये साल का फाइनेंस कॉस्ट कम हो गया, तो अगर आपका फाइनेंस कॉस्ट कम हो गया तो ऑटोमेटिकली आपकी जो अर्निंग बिफोर टैक्स है, ईबीटी है, वो आपकी ज़्यादा से बढ़ेगी, और वो ज़्यादा से बढ़ेगी तो इट इज़ टेक्निकली पॉसिबल. सो दैट्स नॉट नो इश्यू ऑन दैट.
Maybe so that majority of loans you have reduced, or you might have gone for IPO also and got the money from the market.
Yeah, so all that is possible. All that is possible. Now EAT
Or
is
you are able to raise the finance at the lower cost from the some other source.
absolutely very true. And the EAT is increasing at the rate of 45%. And good sign or bad sign?
Good sign.
Good sign. So remember,
Good sign.
we discussed that if you add more assets, you get more tax depreciation, and when you get more tax depreciation, your taxable profit go down, and when your taxable profit go down, you end up paying smaller amount of the tax. And we discussed in this case that this company has added new assets, and that's the reason why this company's EAT is increasing by 45%. Now friends, remember, these numbers that you are seeing on the screen are concocted. These numbers are not the numbers which I picked up from any company. No, I have used these numbers only to drive home the methodology that we need to use for evaluating performance of different businesses. So tomorrow you can definitely do it by yourself, and you should really try and do it. So all the vendors, every one of you, all the vendors that you may be interested to find out as to how are they doing, just convert their profitabilities the same way as we have converted. So take the percentage increase over the last year, pick up their profit and loss of 19, 20, 2021 if it is available. In most cases it must be available. Convert those numbers in terms of percentage increase. Okay, last year in 2021, how much is the growth in the sales, how much is the growth in the gross profit, how much is the growth in the EBITDA, and so on and so forth. And this way then you would be able to look at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 vendors of yours and figure it out as to which of the vendor is doing well, which of the vendor, and the one who's doing well obviously is more dependable, more reliable. So friends, this is how we would analyze and use the profitability for the purpose of decision making and performance evaluation. With this we would come to the close of the session as far as the profitability, the first part is concerned. And now we will go to the next one, and that is we would look at so this slide is given in your workbook, all of you, and my action points for improvisation of operational, financial and overall performance of my business or my company. So maybe I'm sure when we discuss this, a lot of thoughts and ideas would have come to your mind as to this is what I can do in my operations, this is what I can do in my business, this is what I can suggest to my company as far as improving the operational performance or financial performance or overall performance is concerned. Jot down your ideas, and then of course internally discuss after this program is over. And if you if everyone find weight and meaning in those ideas, suggestions, I'm sure they can be recommended for onward execution. Now let's move to the balance sheet and how to achieve efficient management of working capital.
Submit this data to authority if required. Otherwise, we can do detection and approved by the
You can
That's the methodology.
You can please mute yourself. So we will go on and till 6 o'clock, and we'll close at 6 o'clock, and tomorrow we would continue from wherever we are able to reach to. So how to read a balance sheet and how to achieve efficient management of working capital. This is what we are going to understand. Now please remember, as I mentioned earlier,